What's up, humans, and welcome to a new Psicoactivo. So, it's a day after the election in the US. As you all know by now, Donald Trump won the presidency. He's back in office. And now the good news is that we can focus on the hearings, we can focus on disclosure, and the efforts that are being made for this topic. I'm really not sure who was the best choice in terms of being the disclosure president. I had seen Kamala Harris being kind of coy about it when she was asked. She said that she knew about it, but she wasn't going to say anything. On the contrary, Trump was asked multiple times, and he told Lex Friedman, though, that he would be releasing some information. Whether that's true or not, I have no idea. I really have never been in line with a lot of Trump's personality traits and the way he's conducted himself. There's also all the criminal stuff that he's been accused of and charged of. But the people decided, and that's something that we are all going to have to deal with and accept, even if we don't like it. What matters here, I think, is that after an election process, you guys got to keep in mind you still have to wake up next to that neighbor that you don't like. And I don't think that staying like this divided when it comes to politics is going to help any of this disclosure movement at all. This political bias has been one of the main issues that I've always tried to talk about when I can when it comes to the UFO topic, because I've seen how it's been affecting and infecting a lot of people from both sides of the spectrum. And I think that sticking together should be the first prime directive. And out of all the either good or bad news that you received yesterday, there is some good news when it comes to disclosure. And that is that 8 different politicians won their seats back. These politicians are Representative Tim Burchett, Representative Ana Paulina Luna, Representative Nancy Mace, who's going to chair the November 13th hearings, Representative Matt Gaetz, Representative Andy Ogles, Representative Eric Burleson, Representative Jared Moskowitz, and Senator Kirsten Gillibrand. All of them won their seats again. And that means that both hearings are still ongoing. So that is definitely great news for the whole movement. And that is what I would like you guys to focus on, because I am not sure that staying like on the negative side of all of this, that many of you see it as negative, is going to help us. I think that we need to keep looking forward, and we need to understand that the best change we're going to see in the world starts from the household. It starts with us. It starts with us educating our kids, and it starts with us trying to make our surrounding a better place. If you guys keep focusing on the more broad aspects of life and politics, many of us do make the mistake of forgetting about all the other stuff that is more personal to us and more immediate. And I think that it's probably a great reminder what happened yesterday, that we need to keep focusing on our community, not just the country, not just the federal laws. We gotta focus on the people around us. If you're not getting along with someone who is close to you, you gotta work on that first and then try to focus on the other stuff. But it starts with us. Never forget that. And I was talking to some friends from this whole topic that I've made over the last year or so, and many of them do agree that I know it's kind of difficult right now to tell people uh, it would be really nice if you could love each other, but I think that's something that it is not said as much as it should be. And I gotta thank Ali from UAP Society for that because she made a wonderful comment that is totally true. This needs to be reminded more often. We need to learn how to love each other, not just tolerate each other. What are you expecting? If you have like a fundamental difference of opinion and you don't get your way at the end of the day, what is the outcome that you're waiting for when it comes to trying to win either the White House or the Senate or Congress? If you lose, you're obviously going to complain, but if you win, are you still gonna bash on the other side? Or are you gonna take the high road? Because I think taking the high road is one of the few ways in which progress is made. I don't think staying on the war path is the way to fix all of this shit. And it's a great analogy for the current state of ufology and the UFO community because it is just as divided as the political parties are right now in the country. And I think that that should be one of the biggest reasons to fight for the better good. We need to learn how to get along with each other within the UFO community. And a lot of people are not going to like what I say, but that is the secret that nobody likes to talk about. The dirty little secret of ufology. That there are so many infightings between people from both sides of the spectrum that when it comes to time to address these issues, there's always a side that doesn't even want to acknowledge it. They're just gonna point the finger and blame somebody else for problems that they can and they have the power to fix themselves too. But they refuse to do it because they don't want to share the same airspace as the other ones, and that needs to change because that is exactly what these powers that be that are keeping the secrets from us want. They want to keep us divided. They want to keep us fighting each other. And as long as this remains as such, we're not going to get any type of disclosure that all of you are fighting for. This government disclosure or official disclosure, quote unquote. And there's also the small little detail that disclosure is a very personal occurrence for a lot of people. Many of you, especially experiencers, keep telling me, I already had my disclosure. I don't need a government disclosure to tell me anything. But I do think that it is needed for the people that are not aware of what's going on. We need that official confirmation. Whether it comes from science or politics or wherever, we need it. And we need to keep focusing on that. And I think that standing against any of these politicians just because of their political bias is going to be the single biggest problem that we are facing with both the hearings and the legislation that needs to pass. Whether Donald Trump is going to live up to the promises he made during the campaign, I don't know, man. I wasn't expecting him or Kamala to deliver either way, but all we can do is look at the glass half full for now and try to hope for the best and keep our confidence on these politicians that are still in the race to get disclosure and to get these hearings going and expect for them to keep fighting for the cause. That was the positive news that I got from yesterday's shit show because it was a shit show. It's always going to be a shit show. That is the main issue with politics. People keep talking about this word democracy. I don't think that's ever existed anywhere, really. If it did, it happened like back in the 70s and 80s, maybe the 90s, but I don't think it's ever really existed. The truth is, every single country throughout history has always done what the banks and the military industrial complex has wanted them to do. They are the ones calling the shots. Pharmaceutical industry also calls a lot of the shots. And I think it's really funny that people think they're fighting to save democracy as if it was actually a real thing. It's never been like that. And this is coming from a Mexican man whose country has been controlled by the narcos for generations. So, yeah, Mexico is also fucked. But at least in America, there is still this sense that maybe not all is lost. People do keep a little hope alive, and I think we should. As far as the hearings go, I heard Patrick from Vetted and the people from Spaced Out Radio saying that we are possibly going to get Lou Elizondo, Tim Gallaudet, and Christopher Mellon to testify under oath. I have two things to say about this. I think that Christopher Mellon is a great option due to the position he held in the government. He was like really high up, and I'm gonna say something that is really controversial, and I am not going to apologize for it because this is what I truly believe. I think that Lou Elizondo needs to fix all of the issues that have been there for him for at least the last 4 years, of people who clearly have some kind of a personal issue against him, and they are making far too much noise for him to be considered as a witness to testify under oath. If he doesn't fix these issues, I don't think him being on the stand is a good idea. I think that he needs to address all of this first. If he needs to present lawsuits, whatever he needs to do, he needs to address this first before even thinking about testifying under oath, because he's only going to give more ammo to all the people that are against him to use for those hearings. And the hearings themselves are not going to be as credible because of all of this noise surrounding Lou. That is what is happening. And I don't think him testifying is a good idea. I think it's a far better idea getting someone who's new, who we don't know, whose name hasn't been made public yet, preferably from the Air Force or someone from there who can testify and surprise the hell out of everyone. But Lou coming forward, not a good idea. Not a good look either. You need to fix all of these problems. And the fact that you keep ignoring them, actively ignoring them, is not helping you either, man. I think you need to address them head on. Grab the bull by the horns. Or by the balls. What was it? Anyway, I digress. I hope nobody takes this as any kind of attack against anyone. I'm just speaking my mind. I do see all the noise that is happening all around these actors. The fact that I'm not covering them as you probably would like me to does not mean that I'm not paying attention. It just means that I don't want to put a target on my back. I've seen how people who attack a lot of these actors from both sides put a target on their backs when they pick sides. So no, fuck you. I'm not picking sides. I want for the truth to come out. And as a media analyst, I know what I'm looking at, and I'm trying to make the most concise and objective analysis that I can. But I'm not picking sides, man. And criticizing someone directly is picking sides. If you analyze something from the outside, you can talk about both sides, not pick a side, and still be safe. That's what I think. That's what I've been trying to do. But no, I'm not going to run my channel the way you want me to. I'm going to cover the stuff that I find worthy of coverage and that I find interesting for the topic to move forward. Consciousness is the main topic that I like to cover here. The stuff about the hearings is one of them too. The actors that I see, the main actors that I see, who are not invested in some kind of a war with someone else, those are usually the ones that I cover. The ones that are, not so much, because I don't think adding fuel to an already huge fire is going to help, especially a small channel like mine. That's a hard pass for me, so thank you. Let me know what you think in the comments about these representatives and Senator Gillibrand getting their seats back or re-winning them. How is that going to affect the hearings that are coming on November 13th and November 19th? On a news note, I am going to have the live stream, I think it's going to be a live stream, I'm not sure, in English, of the Peru hearings. So you can expect for me to cover that on Psicoactivo. I am training myself to do live streams. I've never done one before, but it shouldn't be too hard. I hope so. Knock on wood. And let me know what you think about what happened yesterday. Is Trump going to be the one who finally gives us that transparency we've yearned for so long in terms of UAPs? Or is he just going to keep playing the game with the powers that be and not fulfill on his promises? Let me know in the comments what you think. I hope you are well, and I hope you know life goes on, man. Life goes on. If you like the content you see, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. You can also hit the bell notification so you can get notified when a new video drops. I'm going to leave a few links in the description so you can support the channel, get yourself something, or get something for the channel. And without further ado, I'm going to leave you until the next video. Bye.